You know, anywhere close to the climate change debate that's underway here on Earth? I mean, you know, if the moon had erupting volcanoes a few years ago, well, a few million years ago, however you want to put it, you know, it's not like we've been up there burning fossil fuels.
No, volcanoes are not connected to the burning of fossil fuels. They're connected to mining. But the big thing for us on my side of this thing is the science is true. And so when you discover, the people who got really involved in climate change got involved in it often by studying Venus, the planet Venus. So the physics, the science that happens on Venus is the same as the science that happens on the Earth. The science that happens on the moon, in this case the geology, the study of rocks that happens on the moon, is the same science that happens on the Earth. So when you say to yourself, well, I'm going to ignore all the evidence of climate change, you're saying, I'm going to ignore the best ideas anybody's ever had. That's science.
When you have 4 people dead, including the first U.S. ambassador in more than 30 years, how do you call that hype?
How many security contractors died in Iraq, do you know?
I don't.
No, nobody does, because nobody cared. We know that several hundred died, but there was never an official count done of security contractors dead in Iraq. So when I see this focus on what was essentially a small firefight, I think, number one, I've covered a lot of firefights. It's impossible to figure out what happens in them sometimes. And second, I think that the emphasis on Benghazi has been extremely political, partly because Fox was operating as a wing of the Republican Party.
All right. Tom Ricks, thanks very much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Imagine if you know, I want to see the one day when somebody on Fox News looks into the teleprompter and says, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. You know, who's going to be the one that cracks? That's what I want to see. And I tell you, so look, as long as we're on a roll and we're having fun, John, let's go to the next one. Let's keep Bada Bing and Fox.
I'd like to ask unanimous consent to put into a record a study by the Nonpartisan Center for Media and Public Affairs that found that coverage on Fox News was more balanced than any other network. 36% of Americans list Fox as the most trusted source of news about politics and government.
Although I'm sure Mr. Murdoch is pleased by the comments, the relevance to the hearing is a bit tenuous.
People vote with their feet, and they love Bill O'Reilly, they love Glenn Beck, they love the shows that are on Fox. That's what matters, because people want to go where they can find truth.
What would we do without Fox News, by the way?
I tell you how proud I am when I turn on Fox. Best place to get your news.
Just keep clicking on Fox Nation. I'm really excited about it.
I mean, Republicans insisting on cutting spending dramatically.
And shut down the government?
It didn't do it, but we didn't have Fox News back then. And I say that in all seriousness. We didn't have Fox News. You didn't have the ability to get a message out.
Do you think that the media in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s was generally left-leaning, and now you don't think that's a problem?
A lot of conservatives still think it is, and I say, no, stop complaining. You know, you've got, first of all, you've got Fox.
Because we've got now, you know, other radio shows, we've got Fox.
Cable's been great. We wouldn't have Fox News but for cable.
In the media, what we're seeing what Fox is doing.
What kind of help do you need?
Thanks to you, Glenn, a lot of folks in the media.
I was sitting home watching Fox News, and Dick Morris came on and said, hey, you know, Feingold's vulnerable. You know, if you're a rich guy in Wisconsin, step up the plate. And I kind of looked at Jane and go, is he like talking to me?
I stand proudly in Kasich's corner with an endorsement as long as it doesn't hurt you.
We want all the help you can give us, Sean. They love you out here.
That's something that you have done brilliantly. You have exposed to the world what progressivism looks like.
Thanks to Fox News, thanks to conservative radio.
And yet you can see, for example, with Scott Brown's campaign, and they heard about him on talk radio or they saw him on Fox News, and the next thing you knew, they were sending him money.
What do you need to say to them to change their mind to you?
When you're on Fox News or talking to more conservative outlets, but maybe not going on to Meet the Press or, you know, This Week, those type of shows.
Will they let me say,
I need $25 from 1 million people. Go to SharonAngle.com, send money.
I need 1 million people with $25 to go to SharonAngle.com, to SharonAngle.com.
Will they let me say that? It's great to be on to discuss the defeat of Let's Make a Deal, Harry Reid.
You recently secured a $1 million donation from News Corp, the parent company of Fox News.
I asked Rupert Murdoch to help us, and he thought about it and called me back and said he wanted to help us. I'm very grateful.
There's another woman I gotta thank. You betcha. Thank you, Governor Palin, for your endorsement.
She's going to have to dismiss that. Go with her gut. Get out there. Speak to the American people. Speak through Fox News.
Fox Nation, you rock.
Guys, isn't it obvious that Fox is the news organization for the Republican Party? I mean, can it be any clearer? You know what? We're going to make it clearer. John, hit us with the next one.
The Girl Scouts are best known for selling tasty cookies. But did you know they're on the lookout for media bias, getting their guidance from an extreme lefty media manipulator?
Media Matters really wants annihilation. Uber-liberal website Media Matters.
We have seen firsthand the blatant bias at the left-wing organization Media Matters.
Inept, unhirable harlots at Media Matters.
Remember, Media Matters was, you know, they wanted to go after Fox News. They did go after Fox News. They still do go after Fox News. What are we saying?
There is dignity in all work, except for porn or Media Matters.
I would encourage everyone to go to Media Matters because they have an excellent story on their website.
Now, anyone citing Media Matters has to be a committed leftist.
Senator Mitch McConnell, the top Republican in the U.S. Senate, what he did was he emphasized efforts by this administration and surrogates like Media Matters to muffle free speech.
News reports suggest that top White House officials have long participated in a weekly conference call with a left-wing organization in Washington.
They regurgitate Media Matters talking points and their left-wing radical spin.
As a matter of policy, I refuse to talk about this organization.
He thinks that this is a coordinated attack. He doesn't name the group, but we will. It's Media Matters.
And look how far these people are. These people are so radical. These people are character assassins. And the punk bloggers at Media Matters, if you don't walk the straight and narrow with them, off with your head, and they'll try to destroy your career. You're nothing more than guerrilla warfare hacks going after people who you don't agree with. I'm getting a sense that Media Matters is like the rat that's in the cornered that's the rat in the cornered.
I will actually buy pills to keep a leftist from reproducing. I'll even buy vasectomies for people at Media Matters.
Something tells me people at Media Matters aren't having a lot of sex anyway.
Media Matters is like jock itch. Sleaze operations and smear operations like Media Matters. It's a chafing little rash in there. Just that's all they are.
Knock, knock. Of course. Who's there? Media Matters.
Media Matters who?
Exactly. Here's the thing. Media Matters.
Were you up all night with that?
All right, guys, so you see what happens when you point out the right-wing lies. But guys, from now on, as a weekly feature on the show, we want to have what's called the right-wing rodeo. I'm not kidding. Media Matters went and they put together like a 2-minute block, and they've done it each week. And unfortunately, you know, I had some problems with my converter and but anyway, we're gonna make this a weekly special, so we're gonna show this clip now, and this is called the Right-Wing Rodeo. There's no clown cars, but there should be. Hit it, John.
1776 will commence again. If you try to take off.
Martha McCallum commends uniquely American value of working several jobs just to make ends meet.
I find the comparison to Europe one that many people might think is disturbing, Kirsten, because, you know, I mean, the Europeans have their way of life, but what's uniquely American is that people tend to want to work more, work harder, make as much as they can for their families. Some people work 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. And that is a value that has been considered for a long time to be something, you know, that has merit.
Tucker Carlson is uncomfortable with Facebook's new gender options.
Time for your news by the numbers. First, 56. That's how many options you now have to describe your gender on Facebook. The social networking site is adding options that include transgender, intersex, whatever that is, and neither.
Rush Limbaugh on the topic of NFL prospect Michael Sam's sexuality.
I don't need to know that he's homosexual. All I know is he's a person, he's a human, and he should live his life the way that he should live it.
Wait a minute. Why do you not care that he's a homosexual? Why does that not interest you?
Because it's a private behavior. It has nothing to do with his person. His homosexuality has nothing to do with him driving the car to and from work, or paying his taxes, or going to the grocery store and buying groceries. I don't go to the store and say, hey, hi, everybody, I'm a heterosexual.
No, but the day may come where you'll have to.
Yeah, if the liberals have their way, yeah, sure. And that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we're fast approaching a world where it ain't cool to be straight. All right, guys. So now we've had our fun with Fox News, but we're not going to stop because all the pieces are intertwined. And next we're going to jump to Bill Maher interviewing Bill Nye. And they're going to talk about the debate that Bill Nye had with Ken Ham. But what I really want you to pay attention to, and this is big, because this is also another part of the art of deception. I want you to listen when they start to talk about climate change and evolution as almost being coupled together. So you have the evolution with the climate change, and guys, let's be honest with each other. The creationists, they don't believe in the evidence of fossils. They don't. They do not believe that fossils tell you how old dinosaurs were. They don't believe in fossils. If they don't believe in fossils, how are you going to get them to think that burning fossil fuels, there's anything wrong with it? They have no concept. You see, we're trying to deal with these people that are so ignorant. They don't know. They're the simple people, the simple folk. The kind of person you look at and you feel sorry for. Thanks, boy, if that wasn't the truth. You know, with the cigarettes causing cancer. They're deniers. And why are they deniers? Give you 2 words. The Koch brothers. Simple. The guys that are paying for people like Ken Ham, and the guys that are paying the people on Fox News. John, you're on the ball today. The rich people that pay the rich people that broadcast the news that tells the middle class to blame everything on the poor. And let's not forget the immigrants. You gotta blame the poor and the immigrants, you know what I mean? Like George Carlin says, just to scare the shit out of the middle class. All right, guys, so now we're gonna have a real serious conversation now with Bill Maher, and I mean, Bill Maher is funny, but he's dead serious about this. I mean, climate change is as serious as a heart attack. So, John, let's play this one and let's relax a little bit. Hit it.